individualized education program is also part of the ARD process. The ARD committee develops the IEP for the specific needs of the child. Major components of the IEP include the present levels of academic and functional performance, annual goals, a description of the special education related services and supplementary aids and services that will be provided. Other components include information regarding how the child will participate in state and district-wide assessments, transition services when age appropriate, other areas that must be addressed for students with certain disabilities, needs, and circumstances. The ARD committee must consider strengths of the child, parental concerns for enhancing the child's education, results of most recent evaluation, and the academic, developmental, and functional needs of the child. The IEP must also address special factors for some children, the use of positive behavior interventions and supports, and other strategies to address behavior, language needs of the child as those needs relate to the IEP when qualifying as a child with limited English proficiency. The IEP must also provide instruction in Braille when appropriate for a child who is blind or visually impaired. Consider communication needs of a child who is deaf or hard of hearing, and consider assistive technology devices and services. The IEP must contain a statement of the child's PLAF, how the disability affects involvement and progress in the general education curriculum. The IEP must contain measurable annual goals designed to meet the child's needs resulting from the disability. The goals must address progress in the general curriculum, other educational needs that result from the disability, and describe how the child's progress toward the annual goals will be measured, as well as when progress reports will be provided to the parent. The ARD committee decides what services are needed to enable the child to advance appropriately toward attaining the annual goals, be involved and make progress in the general curriculum, and be educated and participate with children without disabilities. The IEP must include a statement of any needed program modifications and supports for school personnel that will be provided, the projected date for the beginning of the services, anticipated frequency, location, and duration of the services and modifications. Under federal law, state assessments must be given to all children to determine whether schools have been successful in teaching children the state academic content standards. IDEIA and state law require that IEPs for older students address transition services. Transition services are a coordinated set of activities designed to help the child move from school to post-school activities. Age of planning differs under federal law and state law. State must begin by age 14 and federal law must begin by age 16 or younger. The IEP must include appropriate measurable post-secondary goals based upon age-appropriate transition assessments related to training, education, employment, and where appropriate, independent living skills. Transition services needed to assist the child in reaching their goals. The child must be invited to the ARD committee meeting when transition services are being discussed. At least a year before the child reaches the age of majority, the IEP must include a statement the child has been informed of his or her rights under IDEIA. If any, will transfer to the student once they meet the age of majority. Once rights have been transferred, all notices will be sent to the adult student and the parent. Children with autism. 11 strategies that must be considered based on peer-reviewed, research-based educational practices to the extent practicable. When needed, addressed in the IEP. When not needed, the IEP must include a statement how determination was made. Children who are deaf or hard of hearing, the ARD committee must consider language and communication needs, opportunities for direct communications with peers and professional personnel in the child's language and communication mode, academic level, and the child's full range of needs, including opportunities for direct instruction in the child's language and communication mode. Children who are blind or visually impaired, the ARD committee must consider reading and writing instruction in Braille and the use of Braille, compensatory skills, orientation and mobility instruction, social interaction skills, career planning, assistive technology including optical devices, independent living skills, recreation, leisure enjoyment, self-determination, and sensory efficiency. This lesson will be continued in the next video.
Created using Powtoon.